Ever notice this weird contradiction in our lives? We've got more comfort, convenience, and opportunities than any generation before us, right? But still, so many of us feel anxious, totally drained, and honestly, a bit empty inside. It's like we're on this never-ending chase for happiness. We talk about it all the time. Like it's the Holy Grail. We chase it, study it, and compare ourselves to others. But the harder we run, the more it seems to slip right through our fingers, like sand on a windy day. Think about it. How many times have you scrolled through social media, seeing everyone else's perfect lives, only to feel a little less satisfied with your own? It's wild. We're so busy chasing after this elusive happiness that we forget to just enjoy the little moments. Isn't it time we pause, breathe, and appreciate what we have? Maybe you've felt this yourself. You hit a big goal you've been working toward for years. You get that promotion. You earn more money. You finally get the recognition you craved. And for a brief moment, it feels amazing. But then, sooner than you expect, that familiar hollow feeling starts to creep back in. You're left wondering, what was all that for? What if the problem isn't that you're not good enough, or that you haven't tried hard enough? What if the real problem is that we've been looking for happiness in all the wrong places? Sustainable, lasting happiness isn't something you conquer or achieve. It isn't a destination waiting for you in the future. It's something you build, quietly, from the inside, day by day. A lot of us confuse pleasure with happiness. Pleasure is fantastic, but it's fleeting. It comes quickly from external things: a great meal, a new purchase, a compliment, a moment of success. But pleasure, by its nature, always demands more. It needs to be bigger, better, faster, stronger. And when the source of that pleasure disappears, it often leaves a void behind. Sustainable happiness is different. It's much more subtle. It doesn't shout or show off. And crucially, it doesn't depend entirely on your circumstances. Psychology tells us something fascinating. The people who maintain a sense of well-being over time are usually those with fewer problems. They're the ones who have developed the inner strength to face difficulties without losing themselves. Ancient philosophy echoes this very same idea. You can't always control what happens to you in life, but you can always control how you respond. This means real happiness doesn't come from avoiding pain or discomfort. It comes from learning to sit with it, to understand it, and to refuse to let it define who you are. So, I want you to ask yourself a truly honest question. Are you genuinely searching for happiness, or are you just trying to escape your own inner discomfort? It's a tough question, but the answer is revealing. So many people fill their internal emptiness with external busyness. They try to cover up loneliness with a constant string of social events or shallow relationships. They masked deep-seated insecurity with achievements and accolades. But here's the truth. Anything you use to simply fill a hole without genuine self-understanding will eventually spring a leak. The distraction will wear off, and you'll be right back where you started. True, sustainable happiness begins with the simple, unglamorous work of knowing who you are, accepting where you are right now, and living in alignment with your core values even when no one is watching, and even when there's no reward. It's about integrity with yourself. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that happiness will finally arrive someday. We tell ourselves, I'll be happy when life gets easier, or when I make more money, or when I finally have more free time, or when I find the right person. But if you don't know how to feel a sense of peace and contentment right now, in this moment, you'll just carry that same restless mind into every better version of your future. You'll arrive at your goal, and the goalposts will just move again. Another limiting belief that holds us back is thinking that happiness means being positive all the time. That's not just unrealistic, it's exhausting. Sustainable happiness isn't about forcing a smile when you feel like crying. It's about creating a safe inner space where you can feel sad, tired, anxious, or vulnerable without judging yourself for it, without turning against yourself. Think about it. When you stop fighting your own emotions, you create room to breathe. When you stop obsessively comparing your path to someone else's, your own steps become steadier and more confident. And when you finally realize that life doesn't need to be perfect to be deeply meaningful, a profound sense of relief washes over you. That's the space where real contentment is born. And that's when you finally understand, happiness isn't about adding more. It's not about getting one more thing. It's actually about letting go. Letting go of unrealistic expectations you place on yourself and others. Letting go of the relentless self-criticism that plays on a loop in your head, and letting go of the exhausting habit of running away from yourself. Happiness isn't a finish line you cross. It's how you walk the path each and every day. It's found in the small things. It's the ability to sit quietly with yourself for 5 minutes without reaching for your phone. It's the strength to stay true to your values, even when it's the harder choice and no one will ever know. It's the deep, quiet, knowing that you are imperfect, you have flaws, you make mistakes, and you are still worthy of love and respect, especially from yourself. So if you're feeling lost today, if you feel like happiness is a million miles away, please remember this. You don't need to fix your entire life overnight. You don't need a grand, dramatic overhaul. You only need one small, intentional shift. Slow down just enough to listen to what's going on inside. Be honest with yourself about what you're truly feeling, without judgment. And then offer yourself a little bit more kindness than you did yesterday. That's it. That's the start. Happiness hasn't abandoned you. It's not somewhere out there, waiting for you to find it. You may have simply been too busy, too distracted, and too focused on the chase to notice how close it already is, waiting patiently within you. And when you begin to live from this place of authenticity, when you start building that inner foundation of self-acceptance and self-compassion, happiness stops being something you search for. It becomes something you naturally allow. It becomes the quiet, steady rhythm of your life.